listening with nature. Hello everyone, it's a pleasure to be here and to share virtual space and time with you. I'm Helen Frosi and my pronouns are she, her. Okay, let me introduce myself. I'm an artist curator, currently living and working in North London. Here I spend most of my time navigating the peri-urban green seams of my local area on various scales, from following weeds spilling out of cracked pavements to walking the rambling marshes of Hackney and Tottenham. Before I continue the session, I'd like you to collect a few household items. You can pause this video whilst you find the materials. Here we go. You'll need a notebook or drawing pad, any size will do, but something that is easily portable is best. Pens and colouring pencils, modelling clay or Play-Doh. I'll include a recipe to make your own if you don't have any. And finally, a portable recorder, dictaphone or mobile phone with a recording app. And that's it. First of all, we'll begin with a sonic meditation that is influenced by the work of Pauline Oliveros, a composer and accordionist working with experimental and exploratory music. Pauline coined the term deep listening, which of course is a reference to a profound attentiveness, but it's also a pun. She came to the phrase whilst experiencing the reverberant sounds of an underground cistern in Port Townsend, Washington, in the United States. From deep listening came an enriched practice of attentiveness and attunement through meditation, ritual, and teaching, as well as improvisation and audio production. Both attention and awareness were important within her practice, and it is by those means of processing information that we will focus now. Let's take some moments together to warm up our bodies, bring ourselves fully into the present. I'm going to run through these instructions fairly swiftly. You're welcome to listen and take in the instructions at your own leisure. This is an exercise you can do at home, at work, or in the park. You'll find your favourite location once you've done it a few times. First, take some time to get comfortable where you are, either sitting in a chair, seated on the floor, or if you prefer, you're welcome to stand. Let your arms fall by your sides comfortably with your shoulders back. Open your chest so your stomach and lungs are not constricted. If you're standing, keep your back straight and your shoulders square with your hips and your feet. If it's safe and you feel comfortable doing so, let your eyes close. Now let your head and neck fall into a loose position comfortably for you. Shake out your extremities, your arms, your legs, till you feel warm and at ease. Let all of your body work together, your muscles, sinews, bones, your skin. Feel the weight of your body distribute through your shoulders, hips and feet. With your feet planted firmly on the ground, or your body in the chair if you're sitting, feel the connection between earth and body, between your body and other entities and objects. If you're at home, that might be houseplants, computers, an oven, a rug, a window. Outside, this might be another person, a tree, a car, a telegraph pole, a window box. Attend to these connections, to soil, to other bodies, and now to the air. Feel the circulation of atoms and molecules in the atmosphere and through all of those various metallic, woody, and other biological bodies back to the earth. Acknowledge the sensation inside and outside your body, the feeling of your fingers moving through the air, your toes in socks, your body protected with clothing. Feel the heat from the sun or central heating on your skin. Notice the light levels fluctuate through your eyelids as clouds pass by or as house lights are switched on. Take in the smell of your home, or if you're outside, the dampness of the breeze. Perhaps you can discern the earth if it's been raining, or the scent of flowers if it's sunny. Holding your comfortable stance, breathe deeply into your body, keeping the flow of air into your lungs steady and at a pace that is comfortable for you. Move your attentiveness to the sound of your breath. Keep the attention there whilst you breathe in and out and in and out. Think of your body not as an impermeable surface, but as a vessel without fixed edges. Take in the world around you in as much detail as possible, but don't hold on to a particular sensation. Like a sponge, you absorb and release in equal measure. Keep breathing steadily in and out, and in and out. Now, as you continue to breathe, follow the breath to a sound in the far distance. This might be a sound way overhead, towards the horizon, or from deep underground. Use your whole body to listen. Note the sound's timbre and tone. Is it a constant or intermittent sound? How long or soft is the sound? Is it a sound you recognize, or is it entirely new to you? Now let that sound drift off whilst you continue to breathe steadily. This time, you breathe and attention will fall on the sounds close to you, perhaps next to your ears, above your head, inside your body. Like before, note the sound's timbre and tone. Is it a constant or intermittent sound? How loud or soft is the sound? Is it a sound you recognize, or is it entirely new to you? Let that close sound hold your attention for a moment before you let it go. Let your breath relax into your body once more, and you can open your eyes. When you're ready, we'll begin again. This meditation acts as a means to relax our body into the world and to feel our connection to everything around us through our breath and our auditory and haptic senses. This meditation can be done alone or with others when physical restrictions are not in place. Let's now spend some time listening with our environment. I'm going to offer you some strategies of listening to and for documenting the sounds you hear. Of course, once you've had a go with these activities and question prompts, you are absolutely encouraged to use your own imagination, think beyond these ideas, and create your own strategies for listening. I wish I could hear your ideas. Often with places we know well, we don't need to use our senses in the same acute way as when we're in a place we've never been before. In some way, we can say we take these places for granted. So my first activity is that I'd like you to spend some time actively exploring an area you know really well. It's just yourself and your senses, making sure you're safe and you're in a public space. You may wish to go with a companion. The space may be a friend's garden, a park, a museum, perhaps even a supermarket or your own bedroom. The difference on this occasion is that you'll be actively listening, seeking out sounds with your hands, your feet, your ears, your skin. Pay attention to the tiniest of sounds, those close by and those far away, as well as sounds that happen between the near and far. What sounds may have changed since you were last there? How has listening with your whole body affected what you hear and feel? If it's possible, move around the space or location, or stand still and move your head instead. Try to remember sounds that are familiar and those that are new to you. Think about how these sounds layer or interfere with each other or knit together. The complexity of different sounds happening in a specific space is called a soundscape. Does this soundscape share a likeness to other places you know, or is it distinct? What makes this soundscape stand out to you? Once you've spent time in the space, as long as you feel comfortable, which could be 5 minutes to 3 hours, you may want to write about your experience in your notebook or discuss it with others. You can ask people in your group to share their own experiences and what they've learned from listening attentively. My second activity relates to listening and recording. Sometimes when we're listening to something that excites us, We feel a desire to record our experiences to share with others. This acts as a conduit to interact and communicate with others, often instantaneously across continents. Technologies such as mobile phones with recording apps and portable recorders are a fantastic means to do that. However, on the flip side, this act of recording can also take us out of the moment of listening and enter an expectation for how a recording might sound. Microphones also work differently to ears and tend to flatten sound, in that a microphone does not prioritize one sound over another. It is able to record sounds that are closer more distinctly than those that are far away or muffled under materials. So how might we record the things we hear and actively listen to in the moment without flattening the experience? I'd like you to grab the modelling materials you collected earlier and take them outdoors. A garden, local park or outdoor cafe would work really nicely. Find a spot to sit and set up your materials around you. Listen to the environment, and as you do, take up the materials in your hands and knead them as if to represent the sound as it feels inside your body. The modelling materials do not need to be shaped to represent something that exists in the world. Instead, you might focus on how a particular sound or soundscape appears to you. For example, it might be a texture or a colour. Equally, if you don't visualise sound in this way, you may prefer to build up a three-dimensional map of the sounds you're listening to, where they originate, how long you hear them, and how loud or quiet they are. You might differentiate between sounds made by machines or birds or by humans, using different colours or shapes. Really, the choice is yours. You might like to do the same exercise over different time spans at a number of different locations or at different times or dates in the same location to see how location, time of day, weather, or your patience affects both soundscape and how you listen. So now over to you. If listening involves a sensing body attuned to a specific kind of stimulus in a specific place and in the moment, and recorded sound is more about a fixing of a particular unfiltered moment, but one that is affected by weather conditions, proximity, and our knowledge of using the equipment, then my third and last activity is for you to listen with your body whilst recording sounds with your recording device. With this prompt, the location can be anywhere you choose, so long as you're safe and you can move about freely if you desire to. Moving around your chosen space, listening as you go, remembering to use your whole body to listen to and to feel sound. Make sure you have your portable sound recorder or mobile phone with you. Use the device to record at the same time as you move around. Remember not to listen to the recording until after you've finished your listening session. Take 5 to 15 minutes to listen and to record. And a top tip, if you're outdoors when recording, you might like to use a wind muff or an old sock to shield your microphone from too much wind noise. As you listen, what sounds intrigue you and warrant closer attention? For example, do different car engines sound the same to you? What about the wind in the trees? Do the leaves have distinct sounds as they flutter about? Are there sounds that are confusing or previously unknown to you? What happens if you stand stock still or if you walk at different speeds whilst listening? Do sounds change over time or when you move around them? For example, when a cyclist listening to a radio moves past you or you move further away from a road. As you listen, how do the sounds around you affect your body? Is there a favourite sound or element of a soundscape you'd like to listen to more? Once you've finished your listening foray, listen back to your recording. Does the recording sound anything like how you remembered the space sounded? What was similar and what was different? Could you hear yourself in the recording? For example, were your breath vocalizations, your walking movements? Do you remember hearing those sounds when you were listening with your whole body? Did the recorder pick up sounds that you did not hear before? And what were the most interesting or annoying sounds you could hear in the recording? You now have a sonic meditation to use at will, and 3 activities and question prompts to guide you through sensory, metaphorical, and creative ways to listen to and interact with the world. What will you do with this information? Invent your own ways of listening? Create a soundscape diary with your memories of favourite locations? Make listening maps of your local area? Invite your friends to a listening party?